Hey guys, I have a few videos for you guys today. Not all of them are, probably not all of them are going to go up today, but I just figured I'd shoot them all while I was thinking about it. And the first is the Autumn Book Tag. This tag was created by Danny on Books, I believe. I am not familiar with their channel, and I'm apologizing right now for the planes. Sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, I'm not very familiar with their channel, but I saw this on Skeletons on My Shelves channel. I think that's the name of her channel. And Mercy's Bookish Musings. So I will link all three of those channels down below. Let's get started. The first question is, what is your favorite thing about autumn? I don't have one. I have several. I love Halloween. I love the change in weather, how it gets kind of cooler, but it doesn't get freezing. I love the changes in the colors with the leaves and everything. I love the excuse to have a fire in the fireplace and read in front of the fire and having hot chocolate and having it be football season because my family are football fans, and I love that it just gets us closer to like Thanksgiving and Christmas and that whole season. So yeah, there's a lot of things I love about fall. Question 2, books that remind you of going back to school. The first one is one that I actually just read, and it is Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins. The reason why this reminds me of it doesn't remind me of when I was in school, because it wasn't even published till I was in college, and I just read it, obviously, but just the fact that it's set in boarding school and it's set mostly during the fall, just reminds me of that. And, you know, there are several books that fit that description, like Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson, and Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, and the Harry Potter series, but I just did that one because I just read it yesterday and I really enjoyed it. As far as being in school, Kilty House by Rutherford Montgomery. I have mentioned several times on this channel that this is the book that got me into reading. I love it, so that's probably why this just reminds me of being in school, is because I read it when I was in 5th grade, and, you know, it just has a special place in my heart. Plus, this looks very fallish because it's in the woods. Next up, another one that I read in elementary school that I just loved is Maniac Magee by Jerry Spinelli, and this was one of the few required reading, I can't even say that, books that I loved when I was in school, and this was one of the few books that I loved before I actually loved reading, because this was about 3rd grade when we read this, so yeah, this was awesome. And then for middle school, I know this is a lot of books, sorry, we have Holes by Louis Sachar. I had to read this in 6th grade, and again, it's one of the few required reading books that I just really fell in love with. And then a non-required reading book was Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Patterson that I read for an after-school book club, and this book is one of the books that, like, basically changed how I looked at my life when I was in middle school. Like, it was one of the first books that I read that really introduced me to grown-up issues, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you've read this book, because the ending is, like, heart-wrenching, and yeah. And then in high school, a required reading that I loved is I Am the Cheese by Robert Cormier. This book was just awesome, and this is actually my school copy. Funny story there, I lost this copy. It was in 9th grade when we read this, and I lost my copy on accident, so then my mom bought a new one and gave it to the school. It was very nice of her not to make me pay for it. She may have made me pay for it, I don't remember. But then later I found this and I was like, dude, I'm keeping it because it has the school number on it, so it'll just remind me that this is what I read in ninth grade. So, yeah. And then, last but not least, I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and the reason why I picked this is because this is actually the book that I have studied the most, and I haven't even studied it that many times. I've only studied it twice, but it was required for I read it on my own before I had to read it for school, and then it was required for my 12th grade British literature class, and then it also my Jane Austen class in college. So, since this is the book that I have studied the most times, most being 2, not very many, I just picked this. Okay, next question. Sorry, that was kind of a big pile. 3 is a book with something autumn related on the cover, and for those, I'm going to go Hex Hall because it's set, like, it's kind of in the woods and it sort of looks fallish, so kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. Not that I like killing birds or anything, you know what I mean. And then also I decided to pick Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss because it looks like fall is kind of the stormy season, and there's like clearly a storm in the background, and it just, with the tree, it just kind of looks very fallish and mysterious, like Halloween. Like, I mean, hooded figure, looks very grim reapery. So, yeah. Next is, favorite Halloween / horror story. I do not read horror. I'm not a horror fan. I am a big fat chicken, so those give me nightmares, and I don't like them. So, instead, I picked my 2 favorite mystery novels, like mystery romance, and actually one of them did end up giving me nightmares, because I read it when I was 12. I think I read both of them when I was 12. One of them did end up giving me nightmares, but, I mean, that's okay, because it was just such an amazing book. And they are A Dream of Orchids by Phyllis A. Whitney and Silver Hill, also by Phyllis A. Whitney. And these are the books that got me into the mystery genre. I found these in my middle school library before I'd even really heard much about, like, Agatha Christie or Victoria Holt or any of the other really great mystery writers. So these just have a very special place in my heart. And I want to reread them very soon. Next, favorite horror film. Again, big fat chicken. I can do sort of suspense, but I cannot do horror. So with that, I'm going to say, I really like the suspenseful ones, like Disturbia is one of my favorite movies to kind of rewatch. And I also really, like, in terms of the whole Halloween thing, I'm going to go with Ghost. Because it's just, you know, it's like a ghost love story, and, you know, it does have a huge element of mystery in it, because the guy who kills Patrick Swayze is then after Demi Moore, and so, yeah. And if you haven't seen Ghost, watch it, it's awesome. And then I'm also going to say Escape to Witch Mountain, because I think that's set during Halloween, and it was one of my favorite movies when I was little, especially because I have a twin brother, and I think when we were like 4 or 5, like whenever the movie came out, I think we were 5 when the movie came out, and we actually tried to do the whole putting our hands together and creating the purple magic light thing. So, cheesy, but true. So yeah, I know that doesn't count, any of those count as horror, but they're Halloween-y, so that counts. What is the book release I'm looking most forward to? I'm not really, like, getting very many new books, or reading many new books that are getting ready to come out, but the ones that I'm probably looking the most forward to, as far as, like, brand new, Iron Trader by Julie Kagawa is coming out in October, and it's the sequel to Lost Prince, which is the sequel series to the Iron Fey series, and I have yet to read Lost Prince, but I know I'm going to love it. because I love the Iron Fey series so much, so I'm definitely going to get that one. And then another booktuber on slash vlogger on YouTube, Rose Mannering, is actually coming out with a book called Roses, and it is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and I'm really looking forward to that because, A, I love any kind of telling of beauty that, as well as the fact that I've never read a book by a YouTuber who I follow, so I just think that sounds really awesome. So yeah, those are the two brand new ones that I'm looking forward to, and then books that are already out, that are coming out in paperback. I really want to get Beautiful Redemption by Kamian Garcia and Margaret Stohl. It's Margaret Stohl, and it's the fourth book in the Castor Chronicles series, and it's coming out in paperback, and I've been waiting for it to come out in paperback because it's too expensive in hardcover. And same thing with A Dance of Dragons by George R.R. Martin, which is the fifth book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. That is also coming out in paperback, so I'm excited about that. Next one is what movie releases are you looking forward to? This is a four-way tie between How I Live Now and Book Thief, because I've read both of those books for the same class, actually. And the books were just really great, and one of my favorite actresses, Saoirse Ronan, I think that's how you pronounce her name, she is playing the main character Daisy in How I Live Now, so that's really exciting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to both of those, and then Catching Fire and Hobbit Part 2, so all films that were books first. I'm just really looking forward to those four. Next and last question is, what three books do you really want to read in the fall? I have several books that I really want to read. I couldn't actually narrow it down to three, so I kind of picked five. Sorry, guys. All of these books are just making this a very long tag, but I don't know. I figure you guys enjoy it because we all love books. I want to finish Weird Sisters by Terry Pratchett. I'm still 52 pages in. So, hey, look, there's my exploding TARDIS bookmark. Yay, Doctor Who. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing this, and I want to finish it next month because it's Halloween, and I mean, hello. And it's about witches. And then I also really want to read Endless Night by Agatha Christie because the film is being made, and I'm also, again, reading this in October because Mystery October, they kind of go together. And Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm reading either next or very soon because I've just wanted to read it for quite a long time. Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, because there's so much hype about this book, and it just sounds so amazing, and the sooner I read it, the sooner I can get to Wise Man's Fear as well. So, I'm very much looking forward to this. And then, last but not least, this is not a very Halloween-y book, but A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. This was like number 175 for holds, or 175 people had it on hold when it first came out. So the fact that I've finally gotten my hands on this book from the library without having to pay for it is just so exciting to me, and I'm so excited to read this. So yeah, that's the end of the tag. I'm sorry this was quite long. It's like 14 minutes, but sorry guys. Anyway, I will link everybody's channels in the down bar, and if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave me some about any of these books, and thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed. Thanks guys, bye.